Thanks, Chris. To Scott Phillips from Motley Full now. And Scott, good evening. The Australian share market slumped to a 6-week low today off the back of the RBA's cash rate hike.
Tomo, good evening. It did, and probably appropriate given what's been happening over the past couple of weeks. It's been rates on minds of traders and investors. Over the past couple of weeks, most of the damage, of course, was done a couple of Mondays ago after US Fed Chair Jerome Powell said they would keep increasing rates there. And it seems to have had a similar effect on our market here today with the RBA moving rates. Off to a good start. We're in positive territory for most of the morning, then started to give it up about midway through that morning and then never got ahead of the game again, finishing on the day's lows.
Scott, AMP has now upgraded its forecast peak cash rate to 2.85%, up from 2.6%.
I think that's probably right too, mate, and I think it'd probably go higher than that, quite honestly. There is real concern that the cash rate, the official cash rate, at least not the rate we're paying, could go well above 3%. Some in the market actually expecting somewhere between 3.2 and 4%. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's somewhere between like 0.85 and about 1.5 percentage points more than we even find ourselves after today's rate rise. We are going to have to brace for more pain this year.
4%, that is getting high. Former Westpac Institutional Business Chief Executive Lynn Cobley is set to join Commonwealth Bank's board.
And this is fascinating too, Tomo, because CBA has done a really good job over the past year or two of really diving deeply into this business market. It's always been the king of the kids when it comes to the mortgage market, the property market, but business lending, business relationships in general were more the remit of the NAB and Westpac in particular. Institutional banking, a really important part of the Commonwealth Bank's growth strategy, and this does bolster their activities and their expertise in this area.
OK, now, what are we expecting? What are you seeing out of the US markets tonight?
Of course, US markets were closed last night, so there's a bit of catch-up going on, but the good news is the US futures are up reasonably strongly in very, very early futures market trading, up about 0.8%. So fingers crossed, we might actually see a good day here for a change on the ASX tomorrow.
We like good news. Scott Phillips, thank you.
Thanks, Tomo.